Hello, Steeler Nation, and welcome to the latest episode of the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. I'm your host, Pittsburgh, your voice from across the pond, and today we're going to be talking about Des Ridder, quarterback out of University of Cincinnati Bearcats, draft prospect, man whose draft stock and name is rising up the rankings in the NFL draft. So, why Des Ridder? There's so many quarterback names isn't the link with our Pittsburgh Steelers. Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral, Sam Howell, Des Ridder, obviously, as well. And there seems to be a lot of rumor and conjecture around that the Steelers will take this quarterback in this NFL draft. It's like Colbert wants to leave a legacy, leave a franchise quarterback legacy as he moves on, as he retires, as he ends his time as the Steelers GM, which could very well be the case that, this is the year that we take our next franchise quarterback. It could be very well the case that Kevin Colbert doesn't want to leave the Steelers in a position as they have been in the past, where we've had, when Terry Bradshaw retired, we went through a long succession of very average quarterbacks, didn't we? The likes of Todd Blackledge, Mark Malone, Jim Miller, Mike Tomczak, Cordell Stewart, Neil O'Donnell, before we actually got to Ben Roethlisberger. So could Des Ridder be the answer? I'm someone who's been a fan of Des Ridder since the day I found out about him, since I found out him before the college season. I heard his name mentioned on some podcast that I was listening to. So I decided that I would go and listen and find out and read and watch some of his game tape and find out all about Des Ridder, the quarterback. So what about Des Ridder? Why Des Ridder? Why is he an option? Well, he actually is. He's got NFL size. He's got confidence. He's got leadership. He's a tough guy. He's, I think, a real good potential future QB1 in the NFL. Now, what I'm going to do, I just want to talk about Des Ridder today. I'm not going to do a direct comparison, say, oh, he's got this that Pickett hasn't got, or that Malik Willis hasn't got, whatever. That'll come through what we do later on with our videos here on the Steelers Syndicate. But Des Ridder, if you look at his jump in production, he had a big jump in production between 2020 and 21. He continued that rate of progress, that rate of development, something that's going to stand him in great stead going into the NFL. That indicates that this guy is always ready to learn, he's always ready to get better, and could be someone who makes that next jump into the NFL to become an even better quarterback. If you look at his 2020 stats, he went from having 281 attempts, 186 completions in 2020 to jumping up to 387 attempts and 251 completions. Completion percentages, a bit different there, 66.2 on less throws in 2020, but 64.9% on more throws in 2021. Yards production-wise, in 2020, 2,296. In 2021, 3,334 yards. Where you see an even bigger rise in production is in touchdowns and interceptions. In 2020, he threw 19 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, whereas in 2021, he threw 30 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. A big leap in production, a great touchdown to interception ratio there. Career-wise, he's got a decent completion percentage of 62.11%. Like I said to you at the start, he's got NFL size. He's 6'4", he's 211 pounds. He's a big guy. He's got an NFL demeanor. He's got an NFL body. He's ready for, he can see over the line. He's a big guy and would be excellent in that quarterback position. That jump in production really does show that development rate. But what else about Des Ridder? Why Des Ridder as a potential future Steelers franchise quarterback? Well, he's a team captain. He's a leader. He's someone who wants to inspire those around him, something that we really do need on the offense. We need leaders on our offense, don't we? He's mobile. He is the archetypal mobile quarterback. And let's face it, that's something Coach Tomlin has been talking about wanting since the start of last season, a mobile quarterback. Ben was an amazing QB, but he wasn't a mobile QB at the end of his career, was it? Yes, he was at the start, but not at the end of his career. Yes, he's mobile, Des Ridder. Yes, he can run with the ball, and he's not as quick as Malik Willis or as quick as Lamar Jackson, but the big strides that he runs helps him to cover the ground very effectively. But where he perhaps steps up from Malik Willis is the fact that he can win the game from the pocket. He's able to be a good pocket passer. He can throw the ball deep. If you watch this guy's highlights, watch some of this guy's game tape, at least 1 or 2 plays per game where he will throw absolute bombs and they will take your breath away. He's got that big arm to throw deep, something that Ben lost, I think, after 2019, after his elbow surgery. So he's got that pocket presence as well. He's got pocket presence, pocket awareness, something that Mason Rudolph doesn't have, something that I think that Des Ridder could come in, sit behind Mitch Trubisky and learn and get better. And then, either after one season take over very much like an Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, or if Mitchell Trubisky is struggling after 4, 5, 6 games, then we put Des Ridder in there. I think he has got that confidence, that moxie to come in and be an NFL starting quarterback this season. Certainly, if you listen to the guy, you'd think he has. I mean, he talks about, I want to go into camp, I want to beat the veterans, I want the starter's job. You know, he's got that confidence, he's got that NFL swagger, hasn't he, already? He's very quick as well at processing the D. He can read the defense very clearly. He can read whether it's cover 2, cover man, what he can zone. He can read all those, and he's very good at reading the defense, which is an excellent point for a franchise quarterback. He can slide away from pressure points very quickly. He is patient as well when he allows routes to develop and then throw the ball deep. And he, obviously, with his ability and his ability to elude tacklers, that gives him the time to allow wide receivers to go and develop their routes, something that someone like Chase Claypool would absolutely love for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, Chase Claypool is a deep threat and he needs time for to develop that route. Same for Deontay Johnson as well. And I think as well, he's someone who would link very well with Pat Freiermuth. Des Ridder would definitely. He's got machine-like mechanics and footwork, good footwork. He learns very well. He moves around very well. He's definitely got the mechanics as well to throw the ball and develop that throwing style even more. He operates from a well-balanced platform and is very quick as well. He's able to release the ball quickly when needed, but he's also able to go through his route progressions when needed as well. So, you know, if you look at Des Ridder, he's certainly got all the skills, all the techniques you would need from a franchise quarterback. Yes, he's got things to work on, but then again, what rookie doesn't have things out of college coming to work on? You know, the college game to the NFL game is a big step up. Obviously, the speed steps up, the caliber of players you're playing against is stepped up even more. Des Ridder is someone who, over the last few months, has really been talked up in the NFL draft circles. His presence seems to rise. I know that Seattle are very interested in him, seeing him as a very Russell Wilson type quarterback. He's someone I think will be there at 20 if the Steelers wanted to take him at 20. He could even be available in the second round, someone that the Steelers may well could trade up for to get in that second round. But I think Des Ridder is someone that is very much worth taking that risk on for the Steelers if they are intent on drafting quarterback in this 2022 NFL draft, because of the situation where we do need that new franchise quarterback. Mitchell Trubisky, I'm very optimistic about, and I think he could do a job for a season. But someone like Des Ridder gives us that young, up-and-coming quarterback to come through. And I think he would also learn behind Mitchell Trubisky as well. Mitchell Trubisky has a big arm. Mitchell Trubisky is mobile, very much like Des Ridder. So with that skill set that Des Ridder's got, I'm really looking forward to, you know, seeing who he goes to in the draft. Do we go in there and get him? I think Des Ridder is a very good prospect, someone you should take a look at. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Desmond Ridder. I'll be putting together some more videos on more draft prospects here on the Steelers Syndicate. I hope you've enjoyed this content about Des. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Who do you think we should draft at 20? Do we think we should draft a quarterback? If so, who? Remember, guys, if you are watching this video and you haven't already, please subscribe. Please join the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate journey as we continue to bring you great news, great views, and great discussions about our black and gold heroes, about our Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's finish this, as I finish everything we do, with "Here we go, Steelers."